what is up, my BBossBaddies and my Batman fellas? It is your girl Bosana, and welcome, BBossArmy. So, yes, today I got a positive for you guys. It's not always so bad. I know it seems like, we're talking about the things that women don't like about you guys all the time, the things that girls only want you guys to do for them all the time. And unfortunately, it kind of seems like there's not much that they actually want from you guys that's actually good, okay? So today I will tell you guys some of the things that you guys do that make women melt and just get into this basically feeling of, oh man, okay, I can't help it. Okay, so I just want you guys to really keep in mind, because I don't want you guys to go out here trying these things on a girl, on a woman, whether it's the beginning or the end, what stage you guys are on. I don't want you trying it when absolutely there is no chance. She has no interest, if she's completely not into you, or let's say you just don't have money and status, normally what women go for in men, then unfortunately these things might not make this woman melt. It might just make her stay solid. Alright, that was a really bad joke. Okay, don't laugh at it. Okay, please give this video a big thumbs up though. At least do that for me. And I do have 2 other channels, links down below. Y'all ready? Okay, so the first thing on my list for what you guys do that absolutely make women melt is going ahead and complimenting us on our body that we are insecure on. And also the bonus on top, the cherry on top, is if you go ahead and actually touch it, grab it. Now I'll get into that in a second. But this just makes so much women melt, because first let's talk about insecurities. A lot of girls are actually battling their insecurities all the time, unconsciously, not even knowing, with all the competitiveness going on, selecting certain things based on just image, or oh, that girl looks good or not, or I look best, or I look better. Like, all those things is already going to come down to the insecurities of women having to face all the time, because it's always looking at them and what they can fix to be better than that person, that woman. And sometimes it could actually be men as well. So now when we have these insecurities as women, me as a woman, sometimes I just ignore it, or sometimes I avoid it. So to bring it to our attention, especially when it's something that, we really are insecure about it, because there's going to be things for a woman she might be more insecure about. I don't know, maybe her titties. Maybe her titties are saggy. Maybe her boobs are heavy or huge. She doesn't like it. I don't know what type of girl you're dealing with. Or maybe her bum. Maybe it could be her bum. Or maybe, I don't know. You might know her. Okay, maybe it's her face. But nowadays, image is everything when it comes to women. So just keep that in mind. You might be noticing sometimes she might be fixing something, hiding something. There might be insecurity there. So what makes a lot of women melt is when you guys go ahead and bring it to our knowledge as if it's a good thing about us, as if it's something that we should be proud of, happy about, and just feel joy of. Now, because we feel so insecure about it, our instant feeling of it is, no, like, he would not like that, or okay, like, I know. It makes us be more humble, right? Makes us be more calm. So the ego and basically the whole pride that women have going on, that they constantly put up, that get them through life, that get them with different multiple men that have so much money and status, that get them with that guy but her leaving that guy and getting the next rich guy being so easy. All those insecurities these girls will brush away, but then when you bring it up and tell her about it, and then you go ahead and break it down, because now she has to acknowledge the fact that this is an insecurity, right? You can't lie to yourself. She knows it, right? It's now her. Bring it back to her. She has to then go ahead and humble herself and realize that, okay, well, I'm not perfect, or I can't feel ways. I can't act certain ways. Or you know what? He loves this about me. Every man I came across hated this about me. So you guys are going to make her feel special. Now, she's obviously a girl that just is fully for the streets, or maybe she was your wife for so many years. You guys broke up, and she's just not into the whole, oh, well, warm my heart with the insecurity thing. It could possibly happen. And I say the insecurity thing as in, like, bringing it up. Some girls are at a place where they can't even face their insecurities, where it could be the complete opposite, where, oh, no, how could you bring that up? Right? So the nice thing about this is that you don't have to bring it up in a harsh way, right? The grabbing, and I'm going to wrap up real quickly with that real soon, the grabbing, touching, but with the insecurity thing, you don't have to bring it harsh, or you don't have to bring it like in a way where it has to be clear, right? So the insecurities where you can make a woman melt, you can just bring up something like, oh, you know what, that I don't see too many girls with big ears. This is just an example, right? She might hate her ears. This night she decided to wear her hair up. She wore some earrings that makes her ears not look so big. So she said to herself, you know what, whatever, if somebody noticed or somebody says something, I'm not gonna be bothered. But truthfully, she will be, right? So she went out and this guy brought it to her attention. You know, I never seen a girl with ears like that, but they make you look good or something like that. I know this doesn't sound like the best. Don't use this. It's just an example, right? And it's like, you can use that as a pickup line as well. And I'm not saying this, use the ears, but I'm just saying there's things out there that, and I've had things guys say to me before that I'm like, really? Like, I've had one story about an ear. I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, so and it was because my ears are pointy. So I'm sorry. Try to help. So there is times where girls are insecure or they feel weird, and it's not necessarily always just they think about these insecurities, but it's something that she doesn't really think about so much or appreciate about herself, and then you might appreciate. So for her now, it's like, oh, you like that about me? So it doesn't always have to be so bad, but it's not something that's like, you know, what keeps her happy all the time or keeps her pride going. You get what I mean? So when you guys bring that, it brings that humbleness in her, but it also brings that you are showing her love and you are showing her acceptance, and obviously boosting her confidence at the same time, in a good way though, because you're not validating the obvious things that guys always validate. And so I want to just simply wrap up with the whole touching and the whole grabbing. Okay, so this is a huge way for another way for you guys to go ahead and melt a woman's heart. And I'll use an example is touching something that, like I said, she's insecure about. So it could be fupa. I like to use fupa because, you know, it's just common. Not common for everybody to know about this, but common for girls to feel insecure about this. No, so the fupa is that weight on her body, on her lower stomach, and that fupa right there, if you go ahead and you're just touching it, maybe a little grab when you guys are cuddling or making love or when you're hitting it, just that grab, boom, she's gonna be loving that. Okay, so I'll talk about it more, but she's gonna be loving it in the sense of, okay, you know what, you like this, oh, cute thing, or oh, okay, you know what, I should accept this type of thing. Okay, next thing on my list is simple. That's why I had to really explain what the first thing I mean. But the next thing is listening to her rant. The cherry on top is no disruption. Now, I feel like that kind of sounds bad because it's like, okay, I'm going to sit here, listen to her rant. When am I supposed to just be her listening ear when she doesn't even like me or she doesn't even really want me? I understand that, absolutely understand that. But here's the amazing thing that just makes women melt is that they have someone to fall back to that is now a masculine man. First of all, a different perspective. First of all, a man that doesn't isn't supposed to think too emotionally, right? You men are supposed to. So for her, at the same sense as well, it's like she's maybe coming to you to rant about something her friend did, her girl did, maybe something about that other ex. Not sure, but what she's gonna expect is that you're not gonna react in an emotional way of, oh my gosh, or it's okay. It's more so, okay, like you're just listening, right? Being more nonchalant, more chill back, more just hanging out. So what makes a lot of girls melt is that when they come to you, they're going to go ahead and express themselves. The more you listen, the more she might want to say more, but this might happen over time. However, when you guys get to a point where she can come to you and rant, what makes a lot of girls just go ahead and feel like, thank you. It's like at the end, knowing that you just sat here and listened to it. And sometimes these girls be going in, especially me, like I love to talk, but and you have to also remember these girls are competing nowadays. There's so many other things that they feel so much weight. And then when they come to that weight gets just dropped. It just feels like, you know, she feels lighter, like it's just dropped, right? Dead weight now, if that makes sense. So now when girls get to you, it's like, I have that best friend that I have with a girl, but now with a man, and now we take away the emotion. So make sure you're never emotional because you're not her best friend. You're more of like, okay, I'm here to protect you. I'm here to hold you. I'm here to take care of you. That's the part where she loves it because it's like, yes, you know, I might be annoying you or I'm just ranting and I'm so angry, or it could be a good rant. It doesn't matter. But it's showing me that you really do care or you're really willing to listen. And then it also just makes me respect you even more to sit here and listen, because it's not that you're validating, you're simping, you're, oh, okay, like I said, you don't need to be all like crying or simping, sympathizing, that's the word, sympathizing, trying to sympathize with her. You don't need to be doing all that. And if it's a good thing, you can be celebrating with her, of course, but your support is supposed to be all about, okay, I'm here, and you know, you're gonna be making her feel good, comfortable, you know. So it's not nothing complicated, but just be a listening ear. And the no, just, I know you guys would want to say something, but the no disruption is simply just her probably having so much to say and her loving the fact that she can get it all out, and you're willing to just be patient. And a lot of girls nowadays, you know, they kind of want their way, so they get their way in that form. Okay, I will elaborate if you want me to, but there's not much to say about that one. Last thing about on my list is comforting her on her period, that time of the month. Now this one is pretty self-explanatory, but I want to actually talk about this really detailed, because first thing I want to start off with, which I didn't do with this video, which this is more of a general video of men. You can say alpha, sigma, whatever type of men out there. This is more general, but in the future, I probably will do things that, you know, guys that, let's say, guys that are alphas do, or guys that are high value men do to go ahead and make a woman melt. I'll kind of just specify it to one thing so it makes more sense. But now, because we're talking about comforting her with the whole period thing, so I just kind of want to talk about, you know, the guys that are the guys, sorry, I don't know what I was trying to say there. The guys that she wouldn't really go for, the guys, the jogs, that's what I was trying to say. The guys that are the Chads, the Tyros, those type of guys, when she's dealing with them, you have to go ahead and comfort her in a way where she comes over. Those guys are not going to be available emotionally. They're not going to be calling her 24/7. They're not seeing her all the time. You know, those guys are one-time type of deals, one night type of stand type of thing. So when a girl is dealing with that type of guy, she expects way more than from a simp, because a simp is available way more. A simp gives way more. So now for you guys, if that's your case, which that should be your case, if you do these other things and you're a simp and stuff, it's not going to make her melt. It's going to make her cringe. And I'll say that in my next video in the beginning, because I know everybody doesn't watch until the end. But now back to what I'm saying. If you're one of those other guys, like I said, the chat, if you go ahead and show a little bit more when you're chilling with her, but not too much to blow it, to show that you're a simp or to be acting like a simp, I mean, then you will save yourself. And that's the route that women want, and that's where they melt. They go for these type of guys that are obviously, you know, the guys that I just mentioned. I was going to be more specific, but you guys know what girls go for nowadays. We see it, right? So they go for those guys. They get their heart broken and all these type of things, crazy things. Sometimes just things that are like whatever, but they normally want more from these guys, like I said. And so when they do get that little bit, they start really cherishing it. And that's just one little aspect to just look at it that way for my future videos, and just from this point that I'm about to make. And my point is that you just got to give her something as simple as a rub. It's not, you got to get the oil out. It's not, oh, it's the time of the month. Oh man, let me just go and buy you the whole Starbucks and Tim Hortons. And Tim Hortons, I don't, that's a what is it called? Canadian store. I don't know if they have it in you know, the other places, wherever you guys are at, Canadian. Tim Hortons, or let me go to your favorite spots, go everywhere, get you what you need, any second that you need. Oh, you're crying, I have to be here to listen to you cry. No, it's not about that. Those Chads and the Tyrones, they're chilling. They're not gonna be those guys doing the most for these girls. And that's exactly how you guys should be. Now, I know maybe if you've been with her for some time, circumstances definitely change, but I'm just saying that to say that point, that you don't have to be doing too much. So booty rubs, if you've been dating her for a while, you can do other things. If you want to cherish her as your wife and stuff like that, there's other things you can do where it's like massages. Could be back massages, could be other massages, not just that. And catering to her, it could be that as well. If you guys are at a good place where your relationship is actually equal and she does things for you and you do things for her, then most definitely, fellas, go ahead and cater to her, because that's what she would do for you if you are going through something that was uncomfortable or painful. Okay, so that's it for my video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Y'all see me in my next. Bye, guys.